All right. Okay, so everybody, welcome to the Study Abroad for Communications majors. And hopefully you're seeing this slide as I have it right now. And feel free to unpause yourself if there are any technical issues, or if you have any questions, feel free to, sorry, I meant unmute yourself and just hop on, and it's meant to be a kind of an informal presentation. So before we get started with anything specific to communication, I just want to talk about some of the benefits of studying abroad as a comm major, and as any other major. It's a great way for you to basically be able to, when we talk about cross-cultural communications quite a bit, right? A way for you to be immersed in another culture, to understand how other people communicate. And communication can be a variety of different ways, whether that's linguistically, through body language, through all kinds of things. Those are going to be kind of unique in different places of the world, and wherever you go. So it's a way for you to experience that firsthand. And also we see students who, go abroad. Some of them have never traveled before, have never even left the state of North Carolina, for example. And really seeing their personal development kind of before and after the entire experience, because it does make you more confident. I think it shows you that you are capable of navigating the world. You're kind of thrown into different situations and able to successfully, for the most part, navigate them. And even if you don't and you learn a lesson, that's something to help you gain confidence. So we see students come back really having that be the most prominent thing that we see, and also just seeing the world in less black and white terms and more gray, and understanding that things can be approached in so many different ways. And those are actually skills that you gain regardless of where you go. So having said that, let's talk about a little bit more programmatic things before we jump into applications and academic credits and things like that. So as a comm major, we want to highlight some programs that might be especially pertinent to you. And the first one we want to do right now is the UNC Working Globally in Denmark. As you'll see, this is a Comm 325 course taught by Professor Steve May. This was run for the first time last summer, and fun fact, this was the only faculty-led program that we were able to run in summer 21 because of the pandemic. But it's a short experience, kind of a 3-week experience in Copenhagen, Denmark, with other field trips and day trips associated throughout the 3 weeks that you're there. You are getting 3 credits from this experience. And we actually today have a returning student who participated on this last summer. And we're fortunate enough to be able to hear from her. So Rennie, whenever you're ready, if you want to kind of unmute yourself and kind of just talk to the people here about your experience, some memorable highlights, things like that.
Yeah. So I was actually, fun fact, I'm in that picture from the slide before in the gold jacket. But I went abroad this summer in Denmark. I actually originally was supposed to go, yeah, see right there. I remember that picture. It was awesome. It was definitely probably the best experience I think that I've had ever. Happened that I was going to go to London, and then that program got canceled, and I was going through the list of running programs. And the one in Denmark really caught my eye. I've heard of Copenhagen, but it was never something that I was like, oh, I really need to go there. But now I am telling everyone that I know that they need to go to Copenhagen. I mean, it was awesome. So basically what we would do is, well, it was kind of weird for us because when we got there, we had to do like a bunch of different COVID testings and had to quarantine. And right now it's set up so you have to get tested every 3 days for a Corona pass. So you would go get tested. It was super accessible. They have everything like down to a system there. And then you would show people your phone, and then you could really go to museums and do all that stuff. But I say that because we did a lot of classes outside of, or a lot of activities outside of the classroom. So we would have class for about 2 hours during the weekday, each weekday. But Professor Steve, he's the one on the right, he was amazing. But he let us take classes from like one day it would be in the park next to the castle, or one day it would be in the royal gardens. And it was just, he was very, very, very flexible with us. And he also knew that we were there to learn about the culture just as much as we were there to learn what he had to teach us. So he was very accommodating of.
I didn't catch that. Could you try?
That was my Siri. But he was very accommodating in terms of the classwork. I had never actually taken a communications class. A lot of the people I was there with were communications majors. But that definitely didn't affect, like I was still able to take the 325 class, do very well. I got an A. Professor Steve was always available to meet for office hours. And he was kind of just one of us. Like we invited him to go to the, it's this place called Tivoli, and it's really cool. It's like a amusement park, and it's hundreds of years old, and it's in like the middle of Copenhagen, and it's like this blocked off area. It's like a city block. And we were like, hey, Steve, you want to come with us? And he's like, yeah, sure. So we got dinner, and then we rode the rides all night. And then at 12 o'clock, there's a fireworks show. It was awesome. But yeah, I'm here for any questions if you have any. I totally just rambled, but I definitely would recommend this program. I loved it so much.
No, that's great. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, you're gonna have to fact check me, somebody does, but I think that amusement park has some kind of superlative, right? Like the oldest amusement park or something like that. I'm not sure if it's in the world or.
It's pretty old, but they have a bunch of new rides. So it's like, it's crazy. It's unlike any amusement park I've been to here.
Yeah, yeah. And were you there? I know this program runs from like late May to kind of mid-June, but was it, I guess it was just before midsummer, right? Like, was it still bright out around midnight?
It was. So it got dark around like midnight. Probably midnight, and then it would get light again at like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
One day we decided we wanted to go see the sunrise, so we got up at 3 and biked to go see the sunrise, because we were right, those houses right there, that's like the classic picture that you see, and we were a block away from that, so we were able to see the sunrise, and it was awesome.
Really cool. Yeah, thank you so much. You painted a pretty good picture. I wish I could go back and be a student. So any others who are here, if you have questions for Rennie about this program, feel free to jump in. And if not, you can always, reach out to me, reach out to the advisor for Denmark. That would be Derek Shepard for now, if you're interested in this program. And for the sake of time, I'll just keep going. Rennie, thanks again for being here. I know you have another appointment to hop onto, so.
Yeah, of course. And then I'll put my email in the chat if anyone has any more questions later on.
Perfect. All right, thank you. So moving on from this specific program, I just want to highlight some others that are kind of featured both in the summer and the semester for comm majors. And these are not communication specific programs as you see here, but kind of programs where other comm majors have participated in the past and have received credit, like transfer credits from those institutions. So here are some for the summer. DIS Copenhagen is kind of affiliated with the Working in Denmark program we just spoke about. They are kind of a major provider, and they have their own programs as well, and we look to them for support for some of the faculty-led programs. So go ahead and look through their catalog as well if Copenhagen is interesting to you, but that particular course, for example, COM 325 is not something that you need or that you are particularly interested in. You can still be in Copenhagen for the summer. Same for the other programs here. There's a college year in Athens. It says college year, but they have different terms abroad. Lorenzo de Medici is a major sort of institution that we partner with, and many of our students go there in the summer. The same for Korea University in South Korea. South Korea was probably one of the only countries where we sent students in summer 20, I would say. Actually, no, summer 21. We sent probably 50 students to South Korea because they're one of the few Asian countries whose borders remain open throughout the pandemic. And I won't kind of go through all of these individual programs, but same here for semester programs. Many of these are exchange or direct enroll. So for exchange, that means you would pay the same tuition you would to UNC. So for many of you, particularly in-state students, that's a really good quote bargain or bang for your buck, right? Because you're paying the same. And for out-of-state students, some of these other ones are direct enroll. So for example, Canterbury, Otago all have direct enroll options, which means you pay tuition to them for their tuition. So for out-of-state students, this might even be less expensive than the equivalent semester here at UNC. So these are all kind of things you want to think about as you are navigating or doing your research for study abroad. Talking about academics and credits, you are obviously able to earn many different kinds of credits. So by virtue of being abroad, if you go on any study abroad program, you'll earn the EE requirement for your general education requirements. And of course, depending on the courses you take abroad and how you want them to utilize or be applied towards your graduation, you can get elective credit, you can get gen ed, or you can get major, minor, or language credits. Just know that for the major and minor or language, those have to be approved by the department. So for example, language might require some kind of assessment or placement test. The major and minor, your department will have to approve that for you. And we encourage all students to meet with the academic advisor before going abroad, because students can take the same course, but then have that applied differently. And just want to make sure that you're in a good place to graduate, that study abroad doesn't delay your graduation, and it shouldn't. Especially if you're a transfer student, where if you have a high number of kind of transfer hours from whether that's AP or other things that you have brought in, and hoping to use those towards graduation, just make sure you meet with your academic advisor before kind of committing to study abroad and knowing how those fit in with each other. There's also a list of pre-approved courses. This is kind of a new database for us. So when you click on this link, and the slides will be made available as well as this presentation for you online if you want to go back and kind of refer to this. So if you click on the link, it will take you to the database of pre-approved classes. Now, this is not an exhaustive list. This is just courses that students have taken in the past and have been already granted approval or equivalencies. We're constantly adding more courses to this with any given term as more and more students go abroad. So just make sure you research there for just to get an idea of what courses have transferred back from the program you're interested in. And also, if you want a particular course evaluated for the program that you're going on, you can do that before, during, or after you're abroad. Just make sure you get a course description at the very, very least. If you can get your hands on the course syllabus, that's even better. And make sure just to view our website at studyabroad.unc.edu, and I'll talk more about that later as well, but that has kind of all the resources you need in terms of planning and researching. Program costs. So I touched on this a little bit in terms of like exchange programs versus direct enroll programs. For each of the programs, we'll have a separate and individual program brochure on our website, and that will kind of give you an overview of how much a program costs, both in terms of what we bill you for tuition and fees, and also your out-of-pocket estimates. And we try to be as reasonable and as accurate as possible, but that tends to fluctuate from time to time as well, just depending on the last time we updated the budget sheet. But we try to be accurate, but currency fluctuations can maybe kind of make that inaccurate either way within several $100s. So, but that definitely is a good resource in terms of budgeting and estimating how much you need. Also, for financial aid and scholarships, if you're a recipient of financial aid, whether that's like you see here, scholarships, grants, loans, they are usually applied and you can carry them with you to your study abroad program, as long as you participate in a UNC approved study abroad program. The OSA, Office of Scholarships and Student Aid, will work with you to kind of repackage you. So if you're going on, for example, a program that's significantly less than what your semester here is, they'll kind of adjust things for you, and same the other way around, right? So if you're going on a more expensive program, they'll adjust that as well. by perhaps putting in more aid or loans for you. And the only thing that doesn't carry with you, obviously, is work study. You can't work study abroad. And for that, they will put loans in this place to help you meet your financial need. And we have Sharon Beers in our office, who is kind of a joint appointment between OSA and Study Abroad. And she is your kind of go-to person for any financial aid related questions. So in terms of how to apply, you've come to the right place. So you start by attending a Study Abroad one-on-one session, which in essence is what this presentation is. So after this, you're basically done with that. And you can go ahead and utilize whatever tools you have to research. I'll talk about the website later, but that's a great place for you to look at different programs that we have, and also to make an appointment with Study Abroad advisor. We have 3 advisors, Derek, Caitlin, and Ben, who kind of specialize in different regions of the world. And you can do that concurrently. You're not required to meet with an advisor as well, but and alternatively, if you want to meet with multiple advisors, or meet with one advisor multiple times, that's possible as well. From there on, once you have decided on which program you want to do, you're going to complete a Heals Abroad online application with us. And from there, we'll kind of guide you through next steps, which includes completing the host institution application. And once you're accepted, signing the contract for studying abroad, and then getting ready to leave by attending pre-departure. So those are some of the major kind of milestones in your application timeline. And in terms of what's on an application, it's pretty simple. It's self-contained, everything's online. You don't have to submit anything in paper. You shouldn't have to come into the office at all. So there are 2, I guess, different ways or sides of the application. First, you apply to Heals Abroad, which is kind of an internal UNC application. From there, our advisors review kind of your application and approve you. And the next step is for you to apply to host institution application, and they will kind of guide you through that with additional directions as well. You do all of that online through healsabroad.unc.edu. The application usually requires a transcript. Most of them can get away with an unofficial copy. Some do require official, and you'll see that within your portal. There's probably, I want to say 6 or 7 short answer questions, and they're pretty straightforward, asking about your experience, your motivations to study abroad, your global competency, for example. And then there are some disclaimers and things you have to e-sign, and also a $50 application fee, which you can either pay by check, by dropping it off in the office, or via your One Card. If you don't have checks, which most of us don't these days. So. And then there are 2 major cycles for applications. So right now we are in the beginning phase of the summer-fall academic year cycle. So if you're looking to study abroad, that's upcoming summer 22, fall of 22, or the full academic year 22, fall, spring, this is the time that you would apply. So the apps have already opened this past Monday, and they will stay open until February 10th. Excuse me. There are a handful of programs that might have earlier deadlines, so just make sure you note that in your own program brochure, but February 10th is kind of the default deadline for most programs. And some of them might even stay open a little bit later, depending on enrollment. And if you're looking to go abroad spring of next year, so that's spring 23, then you would kind of repeat this process or tackle this process sometime over summer. So the apps will open most likely anywhere between July 15th, July 1st or August 1st. It's kind of varied in the past. And then those will close September 10th. Keep in mind, you can only apply to 1 program at a time. That's not to discourage you from looking and exploring multiple options, but the application can only host 1 program at a time, and you should pick your priority or top program. And for some reason, if you are not able to get into that program, your advisor will work with you to identify a second, or to move you to your second choice. And lastly, applying to programs is not the same as committing. So you won't commit to a program until probably 10 days after you receive the acceptance notice, and of course scholarship information as well. So only at that point, and this will be somewhere in, I would say, mid-March, for the upcoming cycle is when you would commit. And then, yeah, so our website, studyabroad.unc.edu, is a terrific resource. It's kind of the epicenter for everything you need to know, whether that's academics, financial aid, identifying kind of low-cost programs, making appointments, etc. There's even a section for parents and families in case your parents or guardians are interested and want to know more information. So make sure you visit that if you haven't already, which I'm sure you have, because it's probably for the most part how you came to this presentation today. And then healsabroad.unc.edu. You're able to be linked to this from the Study Abroad site, but this is really the portal that we use to host an online application and where you can find all the individual program brochures. So this is just kind of a screenshot of what that looks like. It's not perhaps the prettiest system, but it works. And you can also apply the programs and make appointments, like I said, from here. And one last word about health and safety. Obviously, everybody knows that it's been kind of a unique 18 months or going on 2 years now of COVID. And every subsequent semester, we are having more and more students study abroad, more and more countries are opening. So this is, it's an encouraging sign, a good time to go abroad. We've definitely kept an eye on safety and vaccination numbers and things like that for each of the countries. Every cycle, we had to kind of get individual countries approved through the system and through the university vice provost. So we do have your, of course, best interest and safety in mind. And there are definitely kind of adjustments we made to certain programs in order to accommodate for COVID-19 as well. And that cute picture is from two students who are actually abroad, I think, I want to say fall of 2020 in South Korea. And social media. So make sure you stay in touch, make sure you visit the website, follow us on Instagram, on Facebook. We have like takeovers from students and they post all kinds of enviable photos from around the world. We'll announce like events and stuff on our Facebook page. So make sure you follow that. And we kind of move this up the student experience with Rennie for sake of time. So that kind of concludes the presentation portion of this session. So I'll stop sharing screen right now so I can see who's on here. And feel free to, if you have any questions about anything I just said, feel free to unmute yourself or type questions in the chat room.
Hi, I have a question.
Yeah, hey Amanda.
Hi. So I saw in one of the first couple of slides, you had a list of different locations for communications majors to go to. And that was like Asia, Latin America, United Kingdom, Europe. Are those like the only places that really offer a lot of communication classes? Or are there other ones that also offer them, but those have the most variety of communication classes?
Yeah, those are probably the ones. Great question. I think you're not limited to those programs for sure. Those are probably some of the ones where the department has identified as good fits, or where students have transferred back the most comm credits.
Is that for is that for fall and spring or just fall?
I would say that's for both semesters. Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
But if you have your heart set on something that's not there, you can always kind of go through the comm. If you know exactly what courses you need, right? Go through the course catalog and have the department evaluate what you would like to take.
Yeah, well, I'm a comm major, but I'm interested in, learning more about Spanish. I'm in Spanish 203 right now. So like Ecuador drew my attention. And I looked it up and studied abroad.